Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jaden. Welcome to Yi Ming Medicine. Today let's talk about the big picture in the year of 2020. Starting on February 4th, the new year of 2020 has begun. Why February 4th? February 4th is the beginning of the first seasonal division called Li Chun, the beginning of spring. Ancient Asian people observed the differences of seasonal energy and divided one year by 24 seasonal divisions. That is called 24 Jieqi. So basically, each month got two seasonal divisions. Li Chun, the beginning of spring, is really important in Bazi study. Several days ago, one of my friends sent me a message like this: Happy Li Chun. He also studies Bazi, so it is common for us to celebrate February 4th for celebrating the real beginning of New Year. Li Chun is literally translated to the spring is set up, established, or confirmed. So it means the spring energy is now here. You can feel the air temperature changes around February 4th, even though it is still cold. It definitely becomes warmer in northern hemisphere, and it might become cooler in southern hemisphere. Asian people in ancient time used to guess the whole year temperature would be warmer or cooler by the temperature of Li Chun. If you see earthly branches, Inwood, the tiger, governs February, and it is the first branch of spring. Li Chun, the beginning of spring, is the first seasonal division of Inwood. So what you need to know is the first seasonal division of each month is the starting point of each branch. And especially the starting point of Inwood, the tiger, is the starting point of whole year in Bazi study. Therefore, if someone was born before February 4th, let's say somebody was born on January 30th, 2020, for example, so this baby is still considered to be born in the year of boar, which was the year of 2019. And if somebody was born after February 4th, now this baby was born in the year of rat, 2020. This is a controversial topic because some people argue that the new year starts from here in December, at winter solstice, because the sunlight gets longer from here. However, in my lineage, we observe and sense the change of next year from winter time, but all the phenomena actually start revealing from the beginning of spring, so we consider Li Chun as the beginning of New Year. Anyway, here comes the year of white rat, Geng Zi. It is the year of young metal stem, Geng, with young water branch, Zi. In earthly branch, Zi water is the second branch of winter, which is the most exuberant water coldness energy. The structure of this year is that Geng metal on the heavenly stem generates the earthly branch, Zi water, by generating cycle. If you compare this with last year, Ji Hai, it has the structure that heavenly stem Ji Earth controls earthly branch high water. So you can see the difference that this year's energy has more metal water aspect, which I described as more yin aspect. Therefore, we need to focus on understanding metal and water elements in detail. Metal governs fall season, and its color is white. That's why this year is called as white rat. The direction of metal is west. The flavor of metal is pungent or spicy, and the weather of metal is dryness. Its emotion is grief. Its sound is weep, and it governs rotten odor. In human body, it governs skin and skeletal structure, and the lung and the large intestine are metal organs. As for the properties of metal, it is converging and gathering, loyalty, righteousness, and decision making. And sometimes it means revolution. Water governs winter season, and its color is black or blue-black. The direction of water is north, its flavor is salty, and its weather is coldness. Its emotion is fear, and its sound is groan, and it governs putrid odor. In human body, it governs ear and reproductive system, and the kidney and the bladder are water organs. As for the properties of water, it has the qualities of storing wisdom, endurance, preparation, and also propagation. Commonly, fall is the season for harvest, so when metal energy comes like this year, people tend to distinguish between this and that, sorting out somebody or something, as if we sort out what we can eat or not in harvesting period. This kind of mind can cause the severe polarization in society, politics, or ideologies. So the conflict between this side and that side becomes more seriously, and there could be more black and white mind and thinking. We just talked about this kind of metal aspect generates the water in earthly branch. Essentially, water means the seeds or storing ability. After finishing harvest, we need to store all the crops to keep them safe over the winter for next spring. This is the characteristic of the yin aspect. In yang period of time, people extend their kindness more, communicate each other more, become more compassionate. However, during the yin period of time, people take care of themselves and hide their stuffs more, and don't willing to distribute their things to others. There are more cool-headed mind and more tension in yin period. Therefore, people could be more sensitive and impatient because everyone tries to keep their things safe and maintain their own stuffs, as if animals that hibernate in wintertime become really sensitive and violent in fall. Especially, we need to carefully look at the ear of metal stems such as Geng and Shin metal. Historically, in the ear of metal stems, there have been revolutions and reformations, and sometimes epidemic diseases have broken out. So many people were injured or killed in those years. For example, in BC 430, plague of Athens, about one-third of Athenians fell victims to this plague. In BC 221, Qin dynasty unified whole Chinese territory for the first time in Chinese history. In 1520, smallpox spread in Aztec, and maybe because of that, eventually Aztec Empire was destroyed by Spanish in 1521. In 1620, pilgrims from England boarded on Mayflower, settling down in Massachusetts, becoming the first migrants in North America. And this is the picture of the first official Thanksgiving in 1621. In 1720, the Great Plague of Marseille. About 100,000 people were killed by the Black Death. In 1820, cholera from Indian Ganges River started spreading out to whole Asian countries. The presumption of death was approximately more than 15 million people. In 1830, French July Revolution. In 1840, the Opium War began, which was the fight between British Empire and Qing dynasty of China. In 1861, American Civil War began, which was the fight between northern and southern United States. In 1900, Boer War, which was the fight between British Empire and two Boer states over the empire's influence in South Africa. In the same year in 1900, the Boxer Rebellion, which was an uprising against foreigners that occurred in Qing dynasty of China. In 1910 to 1911, the Black Death in China. About 40,000 people were killed. And in 1920, Spanish flu. Approximately 100 million people were killed at that time. In 1940 was the most active period of the World War II. In 1950, Korean War, which was the fight between North and South Korea. In 1960, April Revolution in South Korea, which were the mass protests against the President Lee. In 1961, the May 16th military coup in South Korea that organized and carried out by Park Chung-hee and his allies who formed the Military Revolutionary Committee. In 2001, 9/11 attack. In 2010, Cheonan ship sinking in South Korea. The cause of sinking still remains in dispute, although evidence points to North Korea. And in 2020, the coronavirus from Wuhan has been spreading all over the world. And in the beginning of 2020, Trump killed Soleimani, the Iranian major general. And there will be a presidential election in the United States in this year. Why these kinds of big and explosive events happen in metal stem period? Of course, there could be similar events when other stems come, but metal stem have more stern and destructive characteristics, and there could be more brutal and more greedy aspect in it. Also, because metal controls wood, sometimes metal groups can invade wood groups in this period. And metal has to stop the properties of wood in those periods, such as too much growth or too much development. Therefore, I am really sad to think like this, but we can say it is the time of harvest in the perspective of the nature or the universe. So when the human population is increased a lot in certain area, or if people in certain area become severely disordered, these kinds of harvesting events could happen. However, in a different point of view, we need to understand the relation between fire and metal. When one season transfers to next season, usually it progresses through the generating cycle, except summer to fall. Of course, we can put Earth in between these two seasons, but in seasonal view, we can see it is the controlling cycle. Therefore, metal has to overcome the previous fire energy to resort its force in fall season. So I think metal needs more preparation and more explosive and sharper power, and it is all about overcoming the mechanism of fire controls metal. So in 2020, in the perspective of each individual as microcosm, there must be these kinds of revolutionary thinking, behaviors, and happenings because metal stem comes. Some people might want to quit their job and start their own business. And some people might suddenly buy a house or move to another place. Some students might change their major and career path. And couples can have a severe argument in this period. Some people might break their legs or arms and ends up with surgery. Like this, there are many possibilities that can happen in this year, but the image of all the happening could be sudden, revolutionary, and unpredictable. So let's see what's going to happen in this year. It is more important for us to be aware of what kind of big image is going to happen and try to react and make a decision in more wise ways. Hope this video is helpful to figure out the big picture of 2020. And if you have questions, please leave comments and send me an email to drjkemedicine@gmail.com. Have a great day. This was Dr. Jaden. I will see you again. Bye.